I've got an internet crush. She's not a celebrity, but she's taken. So can't help falling in love.
You guys, we just found out last night that I'm pregnant, and my husband had to go to work this morning and came back with these beautiful, this is like one of my favorite colors, like this orange is so beautiful. And then he got a slice of cake, and I guess he's gonna make me some chocolate covered strawberries, and then this is for him, like, see, and then he got oh my god, he's so crazy, like, oh my god, I'm so happy I'm pregnant now. Thank you, baby. Ya me está chiqueando mi bebé otra vez. What is up, YouTube? We are back at it again with a brand new video. Look at how gorgeous. I feel like I'm holding diamonds. Like, I feel like this is the most precious thing. It's like, be on a stick. Like, are you joking? But this is like, to me, when I saw, not when I saw it, but like a couple hours later, I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. Like, that's all I could think. I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. But anyways, let's get into this video. I wanted to do a, like, either this is gonna be like 4 to 12 weeks or for a first trimester just follow-up. I just feel like those are so fun to watch, and maybe one day in the future I want to see this and just see what I was going through in case I get any ideas of having number 3. But yeah, oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm still like so happy and just feel so grateful that we get to carry another baby. And this was technically a surprise. I always found it weird when people said that. I'm like, but you know what you'd be doing at night? Like, to be honest, we were surprised because Enrique was in prep and his testosterone, like, I know it sounds silly, but we've been told by the doctor that they were just shocked when we had our first baby because he was in prep and he tested his testosterone and it was so low that she's like, you're lucky you're pregnant right now. That's what she had told him. So we figured this time it just was not going to be strong enough. Nothing to do with my husband, just the fact that he was on prep. And we were just like, okay, let's take this test. Just to give a backstory to like the announcement, that exact day that we took our test, that we posted the video of us finding out, it was actually like a joke. We were kind of setting up like a joke for like one of our videos that we wanted to create and post. And Enrique was like, hey, do you need anything from the store, on his way home from work? And I was like, you know what? Get a pregnancy test, get a bottle of champagne, because I'm craving champagne. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was craving champagne that day. And I was like, oh, I just want like a nice little bubbly dry drink tonight. Like, that's it. And so then he was like, okay. He didn't ask me anything. He didn't even ask me or question anything, which I thought that was weird too. And then he ends up coming home and he's like, you want to take this test? I'm like, yeah, like, let's do it. We both said, okay, if it's negative, like, we're gonna celebrate and have champagne and make a joke out of it for the video. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're not pregnant, we get to continue to drink, right? When Enrique went to the store, he also bought chocolate, and he's like, just in case you are, then we get to celebrate either way, you know, like we get chocolate or champagne. And I said, you know what, like, this is great. Like, I'm about to have champagne and chocolate. Like, that's great. I'm so excited. And I think we were like just done with dinner. And then I went to go pee in a cup. He put the stick in the pee. You guys maybe not know the process. We went, put a timer, exactly 3 minutes, and come back and check. And we're like, okay, let's set up the camera. And I just told him, like, right before we set up the camera, like, no matter what, like, I'm so happy. Whatever comes out. We did try, I think 2 months ago. And we tested like every day up until my period. It was kind of overwhelming. I'm really sad that I did that to myself. So this time I was like, you know what, whatever comes out of it, like, I'm not gonna keep testing, I'm not gonna go crazy. But I didn't think much of it. I just told Enrique, like, no matter what, we're happy. Like, we're so happy and we're blessed. We're gonna be fine. And so then we start recording, and then I don't know if you could tell, but the shock in our face, like, I had uncontrollably screams coming out of me.
All right, so we're looking for the 2 lines. All right.
Wait,
1, 2.
wait, give it honey can.
Right, ready? Vamos a ver. 1, 2 y... Shit, we're pregnant. I'm sorry. I was not expecting that. Holy shit.
I couldn't even explain my thought process. It was just happening. It was just like, ah. If you guys haven't seen the video, you have to go and watch it, because I could not understand. And then I started crying. I just started bawling, crying. I was like, oh my God, like, I couldn't control myself. Enrique was just as shocked. I'm telling you, like, we were expecting a negative. I'm telling you, we took like maybe 10 tests 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. And we were really discouraged from that. So we're just like, whatever. The day we took the test, I was supposed to get my period. That's the day I was supposed to get my period. I typically have a 28-day cycle, but I probably will get it tomorrow. Like, I've probably been stressed out about the move. We're about to go on a cruise. There's just been so much going on that, like, maybe I'm pushing my period one direction. Nope. No, ma'am, no ham. You got this. Beautiful, beautiful results. I'm so happy we got this. I am so excited. Enrique was definitely shocked. I have a couple clips of him. I have a couple clips of him in the kitchen, a little shocked, a little stressed, and a little nauseous. That's how shocked we were. Like, we were really that shocked. Also, to mention, for this specific video, I wanted to, like, just emphasize, like, I didn't have any symptoms leading up to it. The one thing, and maybe it's just because I'm looking back, there was maybe 2 things. Now looking back, the day or 2 days before, Enrique was driving me crazy. Like, we didn't fight or anything like that, but I was just like, oh my God, like, and I was just annoyed. And there was something with the baby as well. If you're new here, I have a 2-year-old and he's the best thing in the whole world. Disclaimer, I love him with all my heart. But there was a moment, yeah, there's 2 moments where I was really mad at his dad and I was really mad at him. And I just, like, I didn't recognize myself. I was like, oh my God, hold on. Like I got upset with them, and then I took myself back and I was like, dang, like, I really got mad about that, you know? And I felt that, and I was like, okay, I'm probably getting my period. So I'm gonna say it's the pregnancy hormones, you know, because that was just not like me. The only other thing I would add to maybe a symptom was that there was 2 nights where I went to bed at 8:30 at night, and that is very early for me. And I was like dragging, like, I was already, like, I probably could have been to bed even earlier than that, but there was 2 nights where I had to go to bed. And I just figured there's been like early mornings with the baby, with the time change, and, you know, it's just been a shift. So I just figured I was just tired from the whole day, because he was waking up like at 5 in the morning. But other than that, I didn't have any other symptoms. There was nothing telling me to check. There was nothing telling me I was pregnant. And maybe I just wasn't focused on that. And I'm glad that I was able to wait up until my period to take this test, because then I would have been just like, okay, let's take another test. Let's take another test. So the next thing I would like to mention about this week. So this week, I'm only 4 weeks, like, according to the calculations that I've made, I'm only 4 weeks pregnant, which is so early. And I feel so weird. Like, I'm like, oh my God, Enrique, it just sounds so weird for me to say I'm 1 month pregnant. Like, who whoever announces like 1 month pregnant, or whoever mentions like, yeah, I'm only 4 weeks pregnant, like it just seems so early to know. It feels weird. I do feel like I found out super early with our first baby. We found out like at 6 weeks, like, or no, maybe we found out sooner and then we took the scan as early as 6 weeks. So I may have found out at the 5-week mark, and then we had a scan very early. But that felt very early. And now I'm like, oh my God, I'm finding out even earlier. Like, it's so wild to me to already know that we're pregnant at this early of a stage. The weird plot twist story that is driving me crazy right now is the fact that we took this test November 20th in the evening, like 5 p.m. It's really important to think about that, because at 5 p.m., you think your pee is kind of like diluted. You don't have the HCG levels very high. You consider to take a test first thing in the morning when your pee is more concentrated or the levels are more concentrated. So the fact that I got a very, very, very clear line. I'll show you guys a picture of it the day of, and it's just so clear that there's HCG levels there. It's not even a faint line. It's not a squinter. So then the next afternoon, maybe around 1 or 2, I go to the doctors, and they had mentioned to me over the phone that I could just do a walk-in for a pregnancy test. I was like, okay, great. Let me just tell you guys, it was not a walk-in. It took forever. But after the test, I was like, hey, I got a positive, I got a positive at home, and I just kind of want to get registered so I can start seeing an OBGYN, et cetera, et cetera. They get me back into the nurse's office after they took the test and waited for the results and tell me the test is negative. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm very like, okay, let me get out of here. Like, you've been making me drag on this whole time, and now the test is negative. I'm out. I was really upset. And Enrique's like, you know what? Let's go take another test. And I was like, no, but what if the one that you got is defective and like it ended up being positive, a fake positive? I was like, okay, let's just go and get a different brand. I was like, yeah, let's go get a whole new brand, because technically we still have the second one that came with this. I'm like, I don't want to take the same one. He went to go and get a different brand, and we decided to do the lines one and not the digital that night again. So again in the evening, I'm like, maybe I should wait till the morning because the HCG levels. Let's do the lines, so if there's any faint or squinter, then I can start tracking, the growth of that, the progress. Again, we took this in the evening, and I think about an hour and a half after they took the test, I got a full-blown positive, like full-blown positive. We did it this time. I didn't put it away and wait the 3 minutes. I just left it there and I watched it, and bam, it was already like, as the pee was going down, the stream, it was definitely very clear. And then I waited the 3 minutes, and there it is. It's so positive. The sun is coming now. Sorry if that's like affecting the lighting or anything like that, but it is very early morning. We're early birds here. So then I was like, I am pregnant, and I still haven't gotten my period. So now I'm 2 days late, and there's no period. I was so upset with that, and I was like, oh my God, like, this is so frustrating. I was just there. They could have gotten the positive, and they could have started me with my OBGYN scheduling, because I have so much going on that, like, I need this to start moving, make sure everything's okay. Then I have to transfer all of this to Hawaii. The next morning, Enrique's like, take the test in the morning again, just to make sure. So the very following morning, we ended up taking this test. It's like, it's the digital pregnant test. And I was like, if the HCG levels were not high enough, this would just say not pregnant, and I wouldn't be able to see a faint line. But I didn't need a faint line. This literally gave me a solid 2 lines, right? Sorry, that's such a long-winded story, but I just wanted to catch you guys up to where I'm at right now. And this is all like, not even the first week, the first couple of days. It is November 24th, and my first test was November 20th. So in 4 days, it's so early in the morning today, so today doesn't count. But The first 3 days have been so wild for me, and I just figured I would catch you guys up and just kind of have like a video diary of this. Sorry about that, like, you guys. So yeah, I just am so frustrated with how they handled that. I'm surprised that they didn't do a blood test on me, that they just went straight to do like a pee test. I don't know what happened. I don't know if like my pee at that moment was already very diluted, which I believe it was, because I was drinking a lot of water and I was holding my pee because I figured that's what they were going to do. But they should have done a blood test. Anyways, Enrique and I are now going to go, I think this Wednesday morning, and do another test with them and let them know like, hey, I'm going to just take this. I'm be like, look, what does this mean? What you mean? So that way they could do the blood work. I don't know why they didn't just go straight to that. I'm sure they have their own reasonings, but it's like, anyways. So that's the first week. As of right now, the only symptom, if you guys are here for this, sorry. The only symptom that I'm feeling is like very dehydrated. I'm feeling very thirsty. Like right now, I'm super thirsty. My last pregnancy, I had all the symptoms of like nausea, dehydration, vomiting, morning sickness throughout the day, etc., etc. So we'll see what this one will bring to me. I'm gonna keep recording, you know, updates, maybe weekly, and then that way it's not so long. I know this was a very long-winded intro, but I just wanted to catch you guys up, and I wanted to record this now before more days passed and there was so much more information to give you guys. If you guys have any questions, comment them below and I'll try to catch up with you guys and try to like just update you guys, and maybe I missed something. Maybe I can just, you know, give you guys a perspective of my second baby. Oh my God. It is a few days later and we decided to go again. So we're going to head out right now. Enrique is going to go with me and we're going in the morning. So hopefully my HCG levels are high enough for them to still detect it this time. We're hoping that they want to do the blood work this time to be able to determine if I'm pregnant or not. But we're really emphasizing this test because we want them to start transitioning me to OBGYN as soon as possible, because scheduling starts getting crazy. But I'll update you guys on what happens today. We are back from the doctor's appointment and that took way too long. Es una locura y es que antes lo que hacían, you would just check in for the lab, get the test done, find out your results, move on to the next step, bam. Sometimes you can even leave and they'll call you and give you your results. But this last 2 times, it's like, no, you need to check in at the lab. Then the lab's going to ask the laboratory, ¿cómo se llama la persona? Like, the professional there is going to be like, okay, well, now I need you to go and check in. Like, before they even test you. And then go and check in. And then the nurse took me in to take all my vitals. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to send you back. This is my second time. Back to the waiting room so that they can call you for the labs. Go and take the test. Go back to the waiting room and wait for me. So when I get the results, I can call you back in with the nurse. All of that happened. And then I was waiting in the waiting room after my test. Mande, mi amor. ¿Basura? Basura. Gracias. Then I went back to the waiting room and the nurse came up to me. She's like, have you already gotten your test done? I was like, yeah. And it had already been a minute. And she's like, oh, let me go check the results then. Goes and finds out herself, calls me back to the back room. And finally, they got a positive. So that makes me so excited because it just like reassured what I already knew. And Enrique was like, it's just the same news we already know. Like, he was like, I'm not excited because I don't have new news, you know? But I was like, it just confirms, and it also starts the next step of us being able to call and schedule with the OBGYN. So, she actually recommended me not to call until like next week. I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I don't mind. We're about to leave on vacation, so I can't even schedule anything now. And then she did say probably by the time I do call, they're going to be backed up a little bit for the holiday. So we'll see when we get seen. But that's just my update. It's a little rant because it was just a little frustrating. But we're back home. And to add to the first trimester, today I felt a little nauseous while we were waiting there. I couldn't tell if I was just a little hungry, which it was only like 10 o'clock, so I had just had breakfast. I shouldn't have been hungry, or I was feeling a little nauseous. And I don't know if it was like me being impatient, just being inside the waiting room waiting, you know, and getting a little frustrated. So I think I finally had a little bit of a symptom. The other symptoms I've had in the last like 48 hours or so have been like my chest, definitely much more sensitive, definitely much more noticeable. And then last night I had a moment of like, I don't know if it's called like insomnia, pero me levanté, the baby started crying, I put him back to sleep and he stayed in his room. But then I couldn't go back to sleep. But I felt like awake. And I stayed up for like 3 hours. So I was like, I just convinced myself I need to get as much sleep as possible. Like no more early bird, no more staying up late, because once this baby comes, I'm definitely not sleeping. And now in the middle of the night, you just want to be wide awake. Like I know for a fact that is the baby, because I love to sleep. Like I want to sleep. I want to be in bed knocked out. And it just made me think like I couldn't run and go and get like even though you shouldn't do this often, but whenever I really feel like I'm like, why am I awake for 3 hours? I wanted to go and get a melatonin, but you can't do that. It's funny when they're like, make sure you're not smoking or drinking, you know, once you find out you're pregnant. But it's so much more than just those two factors. Like there's certain skincare products you can't use, certain hair treatment products you can't use. There's certain drinks you can't drink, like the greens that I was drinking. It's not recommended to drink during pregnancy. So I want to look more into that. I just haven't done enough research to see like why or what's the reason. And then obviously no more pre-workout, no fat burner drinks, no high energy drinks. Yeah, so like all those supplements I have to like either limit or replace and change that are pregnancy safe. It's just so much to consider, and obviously caffeine. So yeah. Anyways, that's your guys' update. Today is November 26th, so tomorrow will be Thanksgiving, and I'll update you guys next week. All right. First trimester update. We are on the Disney cruise right now. Let me show you guys. See proof we're in the ocean. And I wanted to share an update on my first trimester. Today I felt a little nauseous. I think it was, we were stopped at the moment, so I don't think it's any like seasickness, but I felt like it was just all the junk and everything I've been eating. But then it was a little bit more like nauseous, like pregnancy, right? Compared, like I'm kind of remembering for when I had my son, when I was pregnant with my son, the nauseous of that. So I was craving like a little bit of like a sour gummy, and we have a little bag of those, so I've been snacking on that right now, and it feel better. But ¿cuál quieres? ¿Cuál quieres? Uno más. ¿O los quieres poner para atrás? But other than that, but other than that, I haven't felt sick or any other symptoms. I'm sorry, I didn't get this on footage, but a day or two right before getting on the ship, I broke out like crazy right here, which is commonly known as like hormonal acne. So I think because of the big hormone shift, I've gotten a lot of acne right here. I even got some down here on my neck, which is really rare for me. So I just wanted to give you guys an update while we're on the cruise. Next, what is today? Monday? Is today Monday? I think in 2 days, I will be 6 weeks pregnant. So that is really exciting. I'm still currently 5 weeks pregnant. Again, I am guesstimating my pregnancy weeks because I haven't technically gone to go and get a sonogram, but I just want to keep you guys updated during this time up until I get my sonogram, and then maybe share with you guys the rest of my first trimester, like symptoms, and see how it adjusts. Like, look at my energy level. Like, I did take a 5-minute power nap, but like my energy level is still here. I haven't had morning sickness. I still feel like I'm forgetting at moments that I'm pregnant, but at the same time, I feel so complete and so happy. I feel like I finally have been able to complete my family. I just need to have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy delivery, but I'll catch up with you guys later. My first trimester update at 6 weeks is being sick and not being able to take any medicine or do anything at all but rest and just fight through it. But just wanted to give you guys a 6-week update. And then this week I'm also going to be able to schedule, well, hopefully I'm gonna call and schedule my first OB appointment. But yeah, I hate being sick at all, and I never really take medicine when I'm sick, but right now would be a good time to take some medicine. And I was worse yesterday, but I think I'm still going through the worst part, so I know by tomorrow I'm gonna be even better. I know it. I'll see you guys in a few days. What is up, you guys? So it is 7-week update. I think I'm 7 days and 1 day today. I think. I do want to give you guys an update on my doctor's appointments that have just been ridiculous, and that's why I don't know my actual like week by week just yet. I'm still guesstimating off of my numbers. But before I get into that, I just want to tell you guys that it hit me. As early as yesterday, it finally hit me. I feel like I was just recovering. Well, I literally was. I was just recovering like Monday and Tuesday from being sick after our cruise. And then Wednesday, yesterday, and today I've had morning sickness. I'm wondering if it's just a combination of like being sick and like maybe just getting a little bit of nausea. But yeah, I have felt nauseous. One night I even had like, I couldn't sleep. I don't know if we call it insomnia, if it's just like once in a while, but like I could not sleep at all. I was tired, but I could not sleep. And every time I tried to like lay down and fall asleep, I was just like, my mind was alert, my mind was awake. And yeah. Also today I did feel much more bloated than any of the other days. I have felt like my stomach is just sticking out way more, but you know, it's also like I said, like it could be a combination of just like me being sick, me not eating as healthy from the cruise, you know, it could be a lot of things. I did throw up very little, but like to me this is like exactly what happened with my first pregnancy with my baby, is I would throw up very little gunk, you know, as like my morning sickness, but I threw up twice, and yesterday was in the afternoon and today was in the morning, and I have just felt like that all day today. And something really off for me is I never take naps, and I don't say that like in a prideful way, like oh my god, I'm not a nap person. It's like I just don't, and I can't. Even when I put the baby to sleep, I try to tell myself like stay asleep with him. But yesterday I fell asleep on the couch for 5 minutes, like knocked out. And that's so rare for me. And even if I was to take a nap, like let's just say the ones that I have ever, everything has to be pitch black. I had to be comfortable in my bed. I have to have the blankets over me. And this was just sitting there, like leaning against the couch. And that's so rare for me. And then today I felt that same low energy. So, and I feel out of breath now, but I haven't felt that all this whole time. Just to give you guys a quick update on the doctor's appointment. So it's been a mess. I don't remember where I left you guys off at, but basically once I got my positive, they sent out a referral and they gave me a pamphlet or like a brochure of a number to call and schedule my OB. And they had told me to wait about 3 to 5 business days to do it, which was perfect because I got like my test done Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. And then the following week, I was completely gone. So I waited until the following Monday to call, which was this past Monday. And when I called to make an appointment, they're like, there's no referral in here for you. Like, you need to call back and have them send an actual referral for us to be able to book you. Okay, que la chinga. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like a mess. So, and then they were scaring me because they're like, well, you need to get this done quickly because they are booking up for ultrasounds and the next appointment is probably not going to be until January 27th and we leave January 4th. So that was not going to work for me at all. And I just was like, you know what, at this point, like, what's the point of even scheduling because I'm not going to be here. And they keep telling me that, you know, they keep telling me that they won't see me until I'm 10 to 14 weeks. But I figured the way that every other doctor has made me think about, you know, my pregnancies are like at a risk because I've had miscarriages. So it's like, even with my son after miscarriages, I saw him in an ultrasound at 6 weeks, literally at the 6-week mark. Any day before it would have been 5 weeks. Now they're not even like, nobody seems to care that I've had miscarriages. And I'm like, and I haven't even had labs done, like nothing. I've only had a pee test and that can be done at home. So I'm like, can I at least get my labs done? You know, no, that needs to be done with your OB. So, because I went back to my clinic and I told, like, I didn't even call. I was just like, let me go in person, have them do the referral. And apparently the referral was sent somewhere else and nobody understood where it went. So they had to wait to get to the nurse that did the referral. And she's like, well, we sent it to this other clinic because you're moving. And I'm like, well, who was going to tell me? Like, she's like, yeah, you're moving, so I have to send it to her. I was like, yeah, but who gave me the number to the next clinic to call and schedule? You gave me a brochure. I followed that pamphlet, and that's it. So anyways, so then that happened that same day. That same day, I was like, well, can I just get my labs done? They checked me in again, and we're like, yeah, do your labs here. The lady at the laboratory was like, we don't do that here. And it's just frustrating because it's like, you guys are in the same facility. I mean, literally the next door to each other. And you shouldn't check me in. You shouldn't keep sending me back and forth. You guys should have an understanding of what you can and cannot do for each other. I get it. The details are probably not there. But like, these are very general situations where it's like, I have a 2-year-old and I don't want to be in a waiting room where everybody's sick after the holidays if I don't need to be in there, you know? And then the call system is horrible too. So like, that's why I just went in person to try to get it done. So then there goes that. The nurse finally called me when I was on my way home. And that was a back and forth phone call too. That was a hot mess. And then finally she told me that and she gave me the number to the clinic. I called that number right away. 45-minute wait on the phone. 45 minutes. And I was like, are you joking? And I was driving my way there just to go and do it in person because they were not answering. And I hanged up. Like, I had to hang up. So it could have been even longer. But the baby fell asleep and I was like, no, I'm going to let him sleep. I'm just going to let him sleep. And then they never answered. They ended up going to lunch. It says, like, we don't take calls during lunch, during these hours. So then I called right after their lunch, nothing. I called 3 more times throughout the evening and nothing. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to go in person tomorrow, which is today. I went to a holiday breakfast for Enrique's job with the baby. And then right after, I was like, okay, I'm on my way to the clinic. and see if they could take me in or do whatever they need to do. But on my way there, I also called and they answered right away. And I was like, okay, perfect. They are able to book me for an ultrasound for January 8th, I believe. And I was like, I'm not going to be here. And so then they're like, oh, I was like, well, how about this? Like, how about, because they don't even have the referral either. They're just taking me in as a client that has insurance. So I gave them all my information. They're going to look for the referral. And I told them, like, you know what, if I can't do the ultrasound, can I just get my labs done? Because they also said, we need to confirm your pregnancy on our end. And I was like, that's fine, like, go ahead. But can we do lab work de una vez, like do the extensive lab work that we need to know that everything's okay and not just do another P test? So they said, yeah. And they booked me for New Year's Eve. So December 31st is when I'm going to be able to get those labs done. It is December 12th today, I believe. So we still got a while, but it's been a mess. I mean, I feel like it's not that bad, but it's just been a mess. It just feels like the unnecessary mess is frustrating, but whatever, it's fine. So now we have that appointment, which is great. I'm actually excited to just get that confirmation, and I believe with that test they'll be able to tell us the gender too. So this is a first trimester update. I am 8 weeks pregnant, 8 weeks and 2 days, and everything has taken a turn. I've been vomiting every day. I actually think I skipped a day, but that entire day that I did skip throwing up, that day that I did end up skipping throwing up, I felt nauseous the entire day. I felt nauseous the entire day. And then so I've been having like nausea throughout the day. I've been throwing up every single morning. There was about like a day or two that I did throw up twice, so the second time would be like in the afternoon. I'm having a lot of food aversions. Some days I don't want like any type of meat, any sort of like carne, chicken, beef, nothing. I just want like carbs. I just want like rice or a bagel or like bread. That's it. I'm also getting a lot of acne, so I definitely have had to give up some of my skincare products because they're not pregnancy safe, which totally understandable, but I don't know if that's why I'm breaking out or it's because of the hormones. I think it's more the hormones. I'm breaking out pretty crazy. I'm super dehydrated. I'm having a really hard time drinking water. Like the taste of water tastes disgusting. Everything needs to be like flavored, or like a Sprite Zero or Coke Zero or like electrolytes. Oh, electrolytes definitely hit the spot. And then I've been having like a different type of appetite. Like I'm never starving. I'm not there yet. Like I haven't gotten to the part where like I'm starving, please give me food. And then when I do eat, I get full really fast. Like I've already transitioned without knowing or intentionally doing it to like a couple meals or a couple small meals every couple hours, and that's it. Like we'll go out to eat and I'll take the leftovers. I'll finish maybe half. I'll take the leftovers and that'll be my next meal, and then I'm done. You know, like what else? I'm really lightheaded. I think that has to do with like dehydration. I'm super lightheaded. I've been feeling like dizzy constantly. I can't get up too fast. I'm just like, everything has taken a turn. I would definitely say that this has been the worst, you know, the worst last like 5 days. And I am comparing it to my first pregnancy with my baby, and I'm comparing it a lot to my first pregnancy, and I definitely feel better than the last one. Like I don't know why, but I have a sense of like this is gonna be easier. When I started throwing up, I was like, oh my god, that's it, I'm happy, it's happening again, I'm going through it again. And I was like already getting sad because I had a horrible pregnancy. Like I was throwing up constantly, I was tired, I was sick, I was depressed, I was like very hormonal. This time I have a more positive outlook. I feel better. Like the fact that I'm able to talk and record, and just like I don't want to necessarily be on camera, but I do want to do these updates, and I'm trying to get out of that funk. And also like it's been nice weather. I mean, it's been in the 60s, but nice enough to at least go for a walk. And then the like
last 5 days. It's been so cold, and we even had like a cold front. Like at one point it hit 17 degrees, and it says feels like on the app 11. So it was so cold that I couldn't even at least get out to like get some fresh air, go for some sun. And now that I've been able to do that, I think it does help. Also, my first pregnancy, I had a lot of like sugar. Like, I don't know if I had a lot of like the cravings, or my husband was just trying to like give me what what he knows I like chocolate, candy, and all that. And I've been like back into that, but not as much, like not as indulged. I just been grabbing like a little bit at a time. He'll give me ice cream, and normally like ice cream does not last with me. I love ice cream, but this time I just like, I'll take like a couple spoons, and I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm not pushing it, and I think that's been helping. I honestly think that that's been helping. Like, the sugar intake has probably been helping with like my vomit and like nausea. And I do like doing these weekly updates, because then I don't forget what happened, at least not too far back where I have to try to remember. But yeah, that's been basically it. I feel better when I'm around other people. I feel like when I'm in conversation, or we have visitors, or we're visiting somebody, like I don't get to sit in my, in my symptoms too much. Even though I may feel like a little bit, like when I took the baby to gymnastics, I felt like I was gonna vomit, but I didn't. That was the day I had nausea all day. So that kind of feels uncomfortable, like to be present around people, and I'm just like, I'm probably making faces, and they're like, what's wrong with her? But as far as like any doctor updates, we still have not gone to the doctor, no appointments. I think I did mention this in the last clip, but I do have a scheduled doctor's appointment, and it's actually just for labs. I don't know if I'm even gonna see a doctor on the 31st, on New Year's Eve. And we'll see. I'm pretty sure in that same exam they'll be able to tell me the gender. I'm gonna see if we do like a surprise of some sort, or if we want to wait, or how we want to go about that. Enrique wants to know right away. I'm a planner too. Like, I don't think we'll wait until birth, but I do want to wait just a little bit longer, especially because we haven't even told our entire family. We've been telling so many of our friends, but like, since we're gonna see some family for the holidays, I was like, you know what, I'll just wait until like we actually see them in person. It'll be a nice little surprise, because last time with the baby, with our first baby, we had to tell them all on the phone, and it was just as exciting. But it's like, we get the chance to do it in person, that'd be nice. But yeah, I think that's it. That's the update on the 8 weeks, and I'll see you guys in the 9-week update. I don't think I'll record myself throwing up. I don't think I'll record myself throwing up for the internet. But this is the aftermath of it, and it hurts so much. And I really hate saying this, but I don't want to be pregnant again. Like, I'm happy we have decided to complete our our family of 2 babies, but I'm done. We are for sure done. And I felt this with my first as well. And I said, if I get just as sick or worse, like my first trimester with my first baby, we're not doing this again. And it's literally happening. Sorry, it's just a sad update, but it's just like, it's every single day. And tomorrow I'm gonna be 9 weeks. I'll update you guys more tomorrow. But yeah. I want to give you guys like what's happening, but like without being disgusting. But yeah, I haven't even had breakfast. I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. It's constant naps, like constant naps. By like maybe 3,
after 2 o'clock, if I took a nap, I feel better the second half of the day. I still get a little nauseous, but I feel so much better. But it's the first half of the day that I'm just like struggling the entire day. I can't get a whole meal in. I have to like take small bites and be cautious because then I might throw up. Sometimes I'll throw up twice in the morning. Yeah. I'm so grateful to have my baby. Like, I'm so grateful. Like, at the end of the day, once I see this baby's face, I'm like, or hear the heart, like, I'm already in love all over again. Like, it's so funny because as soon as we found out we were pregnant, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but like as soon as we found out we were pregnant, I just felt so complete. I was like, wow, we have completed our family. Like, this is the best thing ever. And we don't know the gender yet, and I don't care. Like, I've never cared about the first gender. I've never cared. It's just, I'm so happy to have my babies. But if I want another baby, I'm putting on a record, I'm adopting. Like, adopting, which sounds amazing to me, to be honest. Like, it's not even just like the fact that I get to skip the pregnancy, but like just the fact that I get to help somebody else and provide for them and give them love, a house full of love. Like, I know, like, that's a big, hopefully one day, but but we know that this is what we wanted first, and let me just get through this. And yeah, I hate the first trimester. And I look disgusting. And then the breakouts did continue, so I'm trying to like update you guys. Maybe I won't update you guys tomorrow, but the breakouts have continued. They kind of dried out because I did a mask last night, but they have continued, and my backs are just getting heavier. I'm not sleeping. The baby's starting to sleep with us, so it's even less sleep for me. He typically does not sleep with us. And by the look at the depth of my plans here, like, I can't even keep up with my house. I really cannot. Like, I'm so blessed to have a husband that does so much, but I cannot keep up with my house. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon. What is up, you guys? So I haven't picked up the camera in like a week and a half, but obviously for you guys, it's not gonna seem that long. The last time I talked to you guys, I was 8 weeks pregnant, according to my math still. And today I am 10 weeks pregnant, according to my math. So I have an appointment right now to go get my labs done to confirm this pregnancy. Can you believe it? Like, literally the first time I'm actually going to confirm my pregnancy without a P test. It's wild. 10 weeks later. And I wanted to tell you guys what happened the last week with my symptoms, since this is going to be like a first trimester update. It is reminding me that I don't want to be pregnant again. Like, it's literally giving, let me see, it's reminding me that I don't want to be pregnant again. It's making me sad in the sense that, like, I wish I could have more kids, but I just don't enjoy being pregnant. Obviously, I'm excited to find out the gender. I'm excited. There's moments of excitement, but living through it is just not the best in my case, you know? And I'm very privileged in the sense that I get to be at home during this. Like, I really get to be at home, but there's still things that have to get done. Like, life still happens. So last week I continued with my morning sickness. It has not gone into the afternoon anymore, but I feel nauseous into the afternoon. And then if I get to take a nap, so maybe when I have lunch and I get to take an afternoon nap, I feel so much better. For example, right now, I got to take about another like 25-minute nap right now. This is the second nap of the day. Enrique's off. It is New Year's Eve, so happy New Year's. Happy New Year's Eve. But I got to take a second nap, and it was maybe about 30-minute nap, and I did not want to get out of bed. But right before that, I was feeling exhausted. I was trying to eat lunch, and I was like falling asleep. I couldn't even eat half of my meal, but I ate up until I felt full, and then I went to go lay down and took that nap, and I feel so much better. Like I put a little bit of powder, I put a little bit of lip gloss right now. Like I feel so much better, and plus I have to go to this appointment. So what else? I have had insomnia. There's nights where I can't sleep. And of course, you know, having a toddler, he wakes up in the middle of the night and he comes to our bed and he's kicking me and he's hitting me and he's sleeping in his and he's talking in his sleep. He is just not helping the situation at night. So I'm even more exhausted first thing in the morning. Yeah, it's just not pleasant. It's just I don't think that's offensive. To be honest, I hope I'm not saying anything super offensive, because I'm just telling you guys exactly how I feel about the journey of this pregnancy. I obviously am so excited because the outcome is so 10 times worth it. Like obviously my baby, I already have my living proof of that. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys really quickly. Let's go to this appointment. It is just labs. It's not an ultrasound. It's not check on the heartbeat. It's nothing. So my understanding is that they're just going to take my labs and come, and then I get results hopefully by tomorrow. But let's see what they tell me. Yeah, I'm in such a good mood that I didn't even want to tell you guys how horrible our drive to Christmas Eve was to my father-in-law's house. Oh my God, you guys. The baby and I got, like, I don't know if it's food poisoning, but like we had horrible lunch. I was so pissed because my baby ended up vomiting 3 times on this 6-7 hour drive, and it's like up to the mountain. So, you know, then you have those little whoop-de-loops and whatnot, turns. You guys, it was horrible. I felt so bad for the baby. Then I started throwing up, and then I would have to go to the back seat, change him, have all this vomit, his vomit smell, like everything all over me, and I just had to handle it and just be mom first, like not be pregnant, be mom first. And it was like, it was horrible. Like it traumatized me. I never want to do another road trip again. And every road trip up to then was pretty smooth, but that road trip really, it was horrible. I hated it. I felt sick the entire time, and then we had to get there and like still put on our face and, you know, be nice and act like nothing's happening. And it was horrible. And like when you're nauseous and you're sick and pregnant, like I just feel like it just takes over your entire body, your brain, the way you feel, the way you want to feel, the way you want to eat, the way, like, it just takes over. And I hate it. I really do. But the drive back after Christmas, smooth. Like we just drove 30 minutes. It was so smooth, that drive. And I'm so happy the baby felt fine. I know it was that damn lunch. I was so pissed. And you know, you just be really getting mad these days. Like anything bad happens to your baby, you just be mad at the world. Like, oof, don't do that to my baby. But anyways, I just had to tell you guys that was, yeah, so that was a part of 9 week. And it was like the day I was telling my father-in-law and his wife that we were pregnant and with their next grandbaby, you know. It was just like, it was exhausting. And then the mornings there, I was vomiting as well. Everybody seemed to be really kind and patient about, you know, me being sick. But throughout the day, I would feel better. I ate like a lot of rice. I like just consistently kept eating rice throughout the day. And so I am on that, like, I can't eat big meals, but I eat small consistently, or I'm like have snacks. Right now I have like a small bag of Jolly Ranchers for like, no sé cómo like explicar like the baba que te da cuando you're nauseous, like the, hasta me da asco thinking about it. But yeah, so
I want to make sure I told you guys that happened. And there's a couple of other symptoms. Oh, I definitely feel some pregnancy brain. I definitely feel some pregnancy brain already kicking in. But yeah, I'm so excited, you guys. I'm about 4 days away. What's today? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm about 4 days away from telling my parents and my brother and my family and all of them. Nobody on my family knows. Everybody on my husband's side knows, but nobody on my family knows. So we'll see how they react. But it's killing me not telling them. We decided that I should just tell them in person since I'm gonna see them. And last time I didn't get that chance to do that. I just tell them in person. Since I am gonna see them in 4 days, you know, might as well wait it out and let them know and see the reaction. But I'm not looking forward to that day either, because I have to fly with the baby alone and being sick and being nauseous. So we'll see how that goes. But anyways, we're almost at the clinic. Let's go get this done. All right, we are out of the clinic. That clinic was wild, wild, wild. Like, I just be getting like some of these busted ass. Anyways, fast forward to the doctor seeing me. He's like, let's just do an ultrasound. Like, let's just see. Because I give them my math. And he's like, well, don't be upset if I give you a different number. Like, I've been cussed out before. Like, I'm like, why would somebody cuss you out by you telling them? Because they start thinking that I'm telling them that they're cheating on their husband. I'm like, okay, you see, that's doing too much. So I was like, no, of course. Like, this is according to my math. Like, I'm 10 weeks today. And then he goes and does the ultrasound. And he's like, I'm not the sonogram, like, person. So he was just getting, like, a gist of it and just making sure, you know. And he was able to check how far along I was with that. And I am 9 weeks and 6 days, just like I said. I'm literally on the dot. And and the baby is so cute. I was not expecting to see the baby. And then I was like, I don't want to know the gender, just in case. I don't want you to zoom in or something, because I wouldn't even be able to know how to show you that, and you might be a little bit too early. He's like, we'll do that with your blood work. And I'm like, okay, yeah. So I'm thinking as soon as we're done with the ultrasound, we're gonna do the blood work. Oh, I don't have enough tubes, or I don't have the tubes I need for you. ¿Qué? ¿Qué tú me dices? Ay, Dios mío. So he's like, come back Monday. I'm like, in the back of my head, I'm like, I fly out Sunday. So we won't know the gender. We do want to get that blood work, he said, like, early, because it does tell you the chromosomes, all the details that are really important to know about the baby, you know, which Enrique suggested maybe just doing because it's a walk-in for that. He's like, just walk in on Monday, no appointment. So Enrique was thinking, when I called him, just try to walk in on Friday and see if they'll do it then. But yeah, I saw the baby. Oh my god, it's getting real. I was like, oh my god. And it was hyper. That baby was like, brinca, brinca, brinca. I'm like, cálmate. Oh my god, que me salga. They always say that second child. But yeah, now I'm gonna go and get my prenatals because I ran out yesterday. So I'm gonna go get my prenatals, and I'll see you guys later. All right, you guys, I am back. I know for you guys it's just gonna be the very next clip, but I have been gone because in this first trimester update, it's gonna be about 2 weeks worth, and it has been the worst week ever. So I think I left you guys off with like my 9-week update, maybe. I'm so sorry. I haven't uploaded these videos. This is just like the first opportunity I've been able to just sit here and catch up with you guys. So I'm just gonna ramble and then edit it as best as I can. But the first thing I want to update you guys is that on the fact that I went to go to my doctor's appointment with a new clinic to go get my blood drawn, and when I got there, they didn't have the tubes that they needed to draw my blood.
So all they were able to do was a sonogram. And I think I took you guys with me. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, so we did that. Cool. Fast forward. Okay, so the update starts. This past Sunday, on January 4th, I flew to San Diego with my baby. And that morning, we had not an early flight, but we had an early day. Our flight was about like 9-ish. And we had to get up around 6-ish. First of all, we didn't hear the alarm, but we made it on time. As soon as we woke up, I started throwing up. So that was not helpful because we were already running behind. On the way to the airport, which is about an hour and a half or so, I threw up in a Cheerio box on the way up to the airport. It was horrible, 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 horrible. I felt... Ugh. But I kept telling myself, if I throw up now, I'll feel better for the plane ride. Got through TSA, got to my gate, and luckily there was a restroom near my gate, and I could not stop throwing up. I had a full-blown crash out. I started crying. I had the baby with me, and I felt so guilty. I was like, how is this happening right now when I have no support, no help, nobody with me? And I need to get it together because the baby's watching me, because that mom guilt is even worse. Like, I thought I felt every mom guilt already. Oh no, apparently there's stages and phases and life that continues, because when I was vomiting, he kept saying like, Mama, all done? Like, he wanted me to be done because he was getting scared at a certain point. So at the airport, I started purchasing like Gatorade, fruit, sandwiches. Everything kept making me want to throw up more and more. I felt horrible because I just felt like it was so much money being spent on airport money prices, right? Then we got on the plane and the baby had a poopy diaper. So that was just like another add-on. I mean, there was so many in between add-ons, but just to focus on like the symptoms that I was feeling. Then we got situated, and midway through, I started vomiting again. In the plane, in the bathroom. Luckily, I made it to the bathroom, but I felt horrible the entire flight. By the time we landed, I felt okay, but I just still felt very like uncomfortable and nauseous. We get to my parents. Thankfully, they find out the announcement, etc. So there's that day, right? It was horrible. And I think in total, I threw up that day 4 times. 4 times. I could not stop throwing up. Fast forward to Tuesday, so that was Sunday. Monday goes on. It's still morning sickness, still nausea during the day, but energy and fine at night. Tuesday morning, I started throwing up all the way until Wednesday. So I had my last meal Monday night. Tuesday and Wednesday entirely threw up everything I ate. I threw up everything I drank. I threw up just throwing up. Like, I just kept gagging, throwing up. Like, nothing would stick. So I realized, according to ChatGPT and Google, pretty much Google, if I couldn't keep anything down, especially like liquids, for 8 to 12 hours, I should go seek medical attention or, go and get like checked. So that got me a little concerned, considering that I'm pregnant, and it was already 24 hours by Wednesday morning that I could not keep anything down. Wednesday afternoon, I ended up going to the emergency room, and I figured, let's just go and check that the baby's fine. And I was just exhausted. Like, I was just drained. I had no energy. My stomach hurt. My head was hurting. I got the chills. I got the sweats. It was just, I was just like, I need an IV. I need like a reset. Go to the doctors or to the hospital at like 12 something. Got checked in like around 1 o'clock. I did not leave that hospital until 12:30 at night. That was 12 hours at the hospital. That day at the hospital, the baby was fine. The baby's totally kicking. I mean, we saw sonogram. My blood work was completely fine. I was dehydrated. They gave me an IV. They gave me some sort of like ibuprofen as well. It was a different kind of ibuprofen for like nausea or something like that. And then I didn't eat the rest of that night. I got home, got to sleep. Oh, leaving the hospital, the last thing the doctor told me, because they had run this test very first thing, was I was positive for COVID. The last thing that he tells me is that I am positive for COVID. So then, you know, in between this, I still have my 2-year-old, but thankfully I'm where my parents are, and they were helping me alternate. They were helping me with the baby. It was like the best case for what was going on, you know? So then the next morning, my parents let me rest, let me catch up, let me just do what I needed to do. The baby would not leave me alone. So if you have a 2-year-old, you know that that baby does not understand that you're sick and they need to distance themselves. They do not care. So then the baby started getting a little sick. So now we're both fighting something. Friday morning comes around and I'm like, that's it. Like, I'm feeling better. No, still down for the count. Saturday comes. There was one half day or full day that I did not throw up. So now I'm confused with whatever symptoms it was for COVID and now for my pregnancy. The big thing is, oh, you went to the airport, probably got COVID there. But I was already vomiting before I even got there, like that morning. So I don't know what was going on. I'm sure I got it with, you know, a crowd or whatever. I'm sure I got it at the airport. That's what I'm thinking. But having COVID, being pregnant, and having a 2-year-old is the worst case scenario. And I'm pregnant with symptoms, because this is one thing I need to understand, is that not everybody gets these symptoms. This is not everybody's story and journey during pregnancy. And that's why I have to keep reminding myself that I'm a pregnancy hater, but I'm happy with the result, of course. I mean, I cannot wait to have my baby. And then, so now we're back to Sunday. Today's Sunday. It's been a full week of all of that death for me. Like, I could not keep my eyes open. I kept falling asleep. I could not put, like, then there was a point where I was so scared to eat full meals that I would just serve myself this much food and that's it. Or like my mom would help me and just grab a little bit of food at a time, because I was so scared of throwing it up. I was so scared of how I was going to feel. Fast forward to today, I woke up feeling amazing. I felt a little tired, or a little like my body still had to catch up, you know? But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys to this point. I did gag earlier, and then today was the first time I drove to go get a haircut. It was just like a quick trim, not like styled or anything like that. I just wanted to like go and get a haircut. And then I got home and got nauseous from driving. So I started gagging, and then I ate some rice and some mango, and I threw up that mango. So my energy's here, like it's definitely here. I'm feeling congested. I still have a little bit of like, I can tell I'm like, any little thing, si me da asco ahorita, I would throw it up. Like any little thing. Like I feel like I'm so delicate right now with the grossness and whatnot, which I just like with the 2-year-old and accidents and poopy diet, like, oh my God, like, so yeah, that's been my situation this week. I just wanted to give you guys an update for that. And we're almost done with this trimester. I'm actually 11 weeks and like 5 days. So I might give you guys one more follow-up. I know that it's like either the first trimester is up to the 12 weeks or the 13 weeks. So we'll see how far I'll go with the updates. But I did want to give you guys that update. I did want to tell you guys that it's just been horrible. It's really been horrible. The best case was that I was here with my parents, because back at home I have nobody to help me, nobody to watch the baby, nobody to help me cook meals, nobody to prepare me, you know, lunch, dinner, you know, or the like just the bare minimum is like the fact that, you know, my mom, not that she did the bare minimum, but like the bare minimum of having help of like, can you guys just take over my son and help and give him attention and play with him and be fun, because I'm not being all that I can be for him right now. And that mom guilt really hurts me. Like it's like certain mom guilt is just like, it has levels. It's so crazy. But yeah, that's the update for the first trimester. And we will see how this and I'm thinking that's it, like it's done, right? And I'm just gonna have a few moments of nausea for the next week or so, and that's it. Like I'm not gonna throw up anymore. I'm not gonna have moments of, you know, I'm not getting sick anymore. Like that's it. But yeah, it's been really hard, but I feel like it just really confirmed that this is our last pregnancy. I cannot wait to have my baby. Like I said, when we found out we were pregnant, I was like, wow, I can't believe we're completed. Like this is my completed family, and that's it. And that's great. Like I'm so confident with that, and I feel super blessed to be able to have 2 babies. I can't wait for this baby to get here, but once the baby gets here, like I'm already in love with this baby. Like I'm so in love with this baby, and I think especially because of all the things I've been through it already. But yeah, we'll talk later. Bye.
It's a fire. You're the original. Yeah.